Good morning, everybody. This is great. I love to see everybody. This Hiawatha Business Summit is always so much fun because everybody knows each other and you're such a close-knit business community. It's very much appreciated in today's world with all the technology. So very relevant that we are here today in a library where several years back when everything went digital, everybody said, libraries are gone. It's gone. They're no more important right now to our communities than anything else. So they become community centers, just amazing turn of events. So I will start off today saying I'm Jamie Toledo. I work with the Cedar Rapids Metro Economic Alliance. We are always thrilled to do this event with HEDCO and the city of Hiawatha. We've been doing it for years. Really important for our business community to stay connected when we have all the technology moving in that we do. You just can't get past that human element of getting to know each other as people first and foremost. So AI, a little scary. If some of you have tried ChatGPT and some other technology, you realize the power. I don't think even the people who are working on AI understand all the power and everything it can do right now to date. So you've got those horror stories like the Terminator and everything else, and you've seen IBM announcing just this past May 7,800 jobs going away in 5 years because of AI. So it is really, really important that we're staying on top of this technology and understanding how it can benefit us and try to get over that fear factor, and Brooke's going to talk about that today. But I did pull up some stats just so that you have a little bit more of a positive attitude about this. So global talent shortage right now, we know is 85 million people by 2030. That's a lot of bodies around the world. It's not just here in the United States. So productivity with AI means by 2030, globally, it's $15.7 billion more in GDP. That's more than India and China combined. For the US specifically, it will mean 21% increase in GDP by 2030. So it's my pleasure to introduce Brooke. She's with Easton Design, and she's going to be walking you through the AI technology and how you can approach it without being fearful and understand how to use it. So take it away.
Thanks, Jamie. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, that was an excellent good morning. Good job, guys. So like Jamie said, I am Brooke Easton. I am with Easton Design. We are a digital marketing firm based out of Iowa City. So thank you for allowing me to come north to visit all of you. Appreciate it. I want to preface all of this by saying, number one, I am not a tech person. I mean, I kind of am, but I am not like a software engineer. I am not a programmer. I'm none of that stuff. I am a marketer and I'm a writer. And I need to preface this whole thing by saying that because I am a normal person who just finds this stuff extremely fascinating. And if I can understand it and do it, then so can all of you. So I just want to let you know all that. A little bit about a little bit about me, because you're probably like, who is this person and why is she a credible human being? So I run Easton Design. We started Easton Design 20 years ago during 23 years ago now, during the recession. So we were entrepreneurs before entrepreneurs were actually a thing. We did it out of necessity and based our roots in web development and then just grew from there. So that's kind of our little history. I have been in marketing for forever. I'm probably gonna age myself, but I think probably about 30 years I've been in marketing. So I worked at the Gazette, Channel 2, St. Luke's. I had a very long stint in Cedar Rapids, so it was very nice. It's nice to come back up here. So I have been working with AI since it started coming out. We all have worked with AI. You'll learn very quickly you all have already had a dabbling of AI in your lives. But I started working with AI recently just to see how it could benefit our business. And because when new technology comes, this is what we do. I work in social media. So, I mean, a new social media platform, I feel like, pops up like every 5 minutes. And so we kind of have to figure out if that's viable or not viable, or if this is going to work, or what's happening. And AI is definitely a viable thing that we're going to be using, and we need to embrace it. So. Today's agenda, I'm going to share a few more stats. I know Jamie shared a few, but there are a few more. We're going to talk a little bit about what is AI, what's ChatGPT, how to use it, do's, don'ts, and ethics. And then we're gonna play a fun game called AI or Not. So just it's up there. And then we'll go through a demo, and then I'm gonna have you guys give me some prompts, and then we're gonna go through a demo and see what it spits out at us, which is super fun. Alrighty, so this is Jeffrey Hinton. If you don't know who this is, you should know who this is. This is the gentleman that created this whole thing, and he also just left Google. And he left Google because he realized that his creation is a little bit overwhelming, and he's a little nervous about it. And he said the idea that this stuff could actually get smarter than people, a few people believe that, but most people thought it was way off, and I thought it was way off. I thought it was 50 to 30 years or even longer, and he obviously does not think that. So it's something to keep in mind. We'll talk about the Skynet element later. I love that people laughed about that and they knew what that was. All right, AI stats. Right now, 35% of companies are using AI. I actually think that number is higher since that stat came out, like a lot higher. Also, when we talk about AI, we're talking about the AI of like ChatGPT and stuff, not like other AI that you are already currently using. And then 42% of companies are exploring AI for implementation in the future. And what that also means is that they're exploring possibly using the, the AI API within their business to integrate it into like their website or other things, or even how they do business. And we'll talk about that later. 80% of what marketers do every day will be intelligently automated to some degree in the next 2 to 3 years. So my job will be automated. Fun times. What is AI? So the term AI was created in all the way back in the 1950s by a group of academics, and they set out to build a machine that could do anything a human brain could do. It didn't really take off until 2021 when the neural network was discovered. Fun fact, the neural network is not a computerized brain. It is actually just math. It's a mathematical system, and it learns skills by finding patterns. I hate math, so that was kind of fascinating to me. And then in 2018, companies like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI started building these neural networks and using information from books and Wikipedia articles and academic papers to help these AI learn. So that's something to keep in mind. Throughout this whole thing, humans are teaching the AI. So just keep that in mind, because you still need humans to run the AI, okay? All right, so where to find AI? So, oh, this one thing didn't show up, I don't know why. So where to find AI? AI is already here. Anyone that says, hey Siri, you're using AI. Targeted Facebook ads are AI. When you put that little pixel on your website, any sort of targeted ad, that's AI. It's learning, it's taking your data, it's learning who you are and what your audience is. That's AI. I have no idea. There, it showed up. It's a little bit delayed. Predictive text. Has anyone done those predictive text things on Facebook where it's like, I will read a book, whatever, and it predicts like all these talk? Yeah, that's AI as well. So you guys have all been using it already, so no need to be scared. You've been using AI this whole time. But there's a difference. So generative AI is different, and this is what makes it different. So it's a type of artificial intelligence that's capable of generating text and images and other media in response to prompts. So like, if you were to say, draw me a cat that has a top hat on and is tap dancing, it could do that. So that's kind of where we're at. And I hope you actually do make that. That would be really cool. So they learn patterns and structure of their input, training, and data, and then generate new data that has similar characteristics. So all the examples are like ChatGPT by OpenAI, Microsoft's Bing, Google's Bard, as well as AI like DALL-E. So ChatGPT is the free-ish, and I use ish because, of course, they have to monetize it now. Within the past, like literal, 2-3 months since I gave the last discussion, they've, of course, monetized it. Fun times. Informational resource with encyclopedia knowledge like Google or Wikipedia. Now, I will add a disclaimer in there. It does not scan Google, so just remember that. ChatGPT does not scan Google. Bing does, but ChatGPT does not. It does not scour the internet and look for things. It's only learning from what the humans have already put into it. So that's why when you try and type something into ChatGPT and you're like, tell me the latest trends in the housing market, don't do that, because it won't be able to tell you the latest trends in the housing market. It'll only be able to tell you up until September of 2021. So because it doesn't have that information in there. And it'll actually tell you that. Like if like my kid, high schoolers, you gotta love them, writes a paper like for world history or something and wants to know about current events, types something in ChatGPT, it's like, nope, I don't know that. So I'm like, nice try, dude. So basically you obtain the information from ChatGPT by participating in a dialogue. So that's why prompt engineering is actually becoming a job in LinkedIn and in other places and in marketing. So that is something to keep in mind, that if you are a marketer, adding that to your resume is going to be integral to being able to evolve with this technology. All right, so basically what ChatGPT is a ginormous chatbot, is all it is. That's all it is. Don't be scared of it. It's just a giant chatbot. You can sit and have a very nice conversation with it. It reached 100 million monthly active users in January. That's January of this, just 2 months after its launch. And it's like so much more than that now, like so much more. All right, so how to use it in your business and how to be a good steward of AI, right? So you can use it for social media calendars, or social media. I've used it to create content calendars. I've used it to create social media copy, ad copy, basically anything along the lines of like, it'll even bring up hashtags, suggested hashtags for you. Now, we'll go over this in a second. There's some caveats with that. You can use it for SEO, which I would say keyword search and hashtag research and possible SEO titles. Don't count on it to write a whole thing and make it sure that it's SEO compatible, because it has errors. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Website copywriting, site maps, some coding, some simple coding. We just saw earlier, we work in WordPress a lot, and WordPress actually has already integrated ChatGPT and AI into their website building component to create copy. So somebody could type in just general ideas and they could write a whole website. So job security, yay. Writing, any sort of writing, press releases, I've used it before for press releases, product descriptions, blogs, scripts, all sorts of things, and then just generate ideas. And that's the key component I love about AI, is it's supposed to generate ideas and it's supposed to get you to think, okay? And it's basically, you can use it for social media ideas for like, name 5 ways, let's see, what would be 5 tire tips for winter driving or something, and it would churn those out. But then it's up to you to take those and create something out of them. And so my whole thing with AI is to use it as an assistant, not as your like go-to be-all end-all thing. And there's lots of caveats with it, and you have to be a good steward of AI and use it wisely and use it for good and not for evil. And we'll get to those in a minute. Okay, so prompting. This is going to be the key to making sure that you get what you want out of AI. Really crummy prompts will get you crummy results, okay? So the more detail you can give it, the better you're going to get out of it. Now, I will tell you, I sat one day, I had a social media post of a woman with binoculars, and it was for a realtor, and I was like, okay, we need to think of something fun and like kind of with puns in it and kind of witty, whatever, and talking about your home search, right? How difficult it is, and that we could take the worry out of it. You guys, it took me longer to put all the prompts in and to try and get it so granular than it would have just for me to just think of something to write. Because it just kept turning, it turned out a lot of like bird watching puns, which was horrible. Just like a lot. It was really weird. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you may not get the results that you want. The thing is that you can go back and you can ask it to redo it. But sometimes if you keep doing that, it freaks out. It's like, I'm done. I can't think of any more bird prompts. So the key is to be specific. And when I talk about specific, a lot of time, one thing that's really cool, you can put copy that you've already put in there into ChatGPT, and it can like rewrite it for you. So if you have a general idea of what you want, you can throw that stuff in there. One thing I liked about that, I did it for a press release, just to make sure that I like kind of, it flowed a little bit better. kind of helped. ChatGPT also talks like a computer and is a little weird. So the conversational style is off. So just keep that in mind too as well. But it does help. Use the right language. So if you are a financial person, use the terms that you use for financial things, right? If I'm a marketer or a realtor, I'm going to use terms that are for real estate, right? Use the language that you use in your day-to-day job. If you don't, it's going to come off disingenuous and it's not going to come off as accurate, okay? Test and ask for revisions. Make it do its work, man. I mean, like, don't settle for the very first thing that pops out. Like, make it work and work and work until you get exactly what you want. Provide examples. So that's always helpful. So if you have a Facebook post that did really, really well, you can actually put that into ChatGPT and say, write something similar to this. And then it'll turn out something just a little bit different. And then you can use those successful posts, like, because I hope you all are checking your stats on Facebook and all that stuff. Find those popular posts and then just have it rewrite it and then put those back in. So be open-minded about, what results you're gonna get and be consistent. So what that means is consistency is like consistency in voice, consistency in tone, consistency in facts and figures and things like that. So that goes back to like when you're talking about industry specific terms too. So just prompting is a huge thing, and there are multiple tutorials out there on how to do prompts. There's multiple, I actually subscribe to a gentleman, and I can actually forward this to you guys. He just sends a prompt every single day so that you can just kind of experiment with it, and it's kind of fun. So, but prompting is going to be key to getting the results that you want out of this. And always edit it, okay? All right, do's and don'ts, quick do's and don'ts. We already talked, be specific. Use it as an assistant. Ideally, this will not replace you. Nothing will replace humanity. Double check your accuracy. So it's not a search engine. I know some people think that, kind of think that a little bit. It is not Google. It's not a search engine. The information is only good through September of 2021. So like when we did this a few months ago at the Cedar Rapids Economic Alliance, we did a quick little check of like, did a prompt about commercial real estate. It was completely wrong, you guys. It was wrong. We did something on like, what was the commercial real estate market within Cedar Rapids, and write a Facebook post for it, and it was wrong because it doesn't know like what today is happening in the market. So keep that in mind, and then definitely proofread it. You'll see when we play AI or not, like how it talks. It's kind of funny. It doesn't have the flow of like a human. It's kind of interesting. So that's why you have to edit everything. Don't copy it word for word. So there are huge things coming out on whether when you copy word for word from AI, whether it's plagiarism or not. Especially in the education component. And so you need to be very, very careful of what you take and what you use. The other thing is there was, back when I did this months ago, there was some scuttlebutt about whether you copy it word for word and you put it into a website, whether Google will know that it is AI generated and whether it'll ding you for SEO. I am not sure 100% on how legitimate that is, but I don't want to take the risk. And so I will rewrite everything, even if it's a few words here or there. Don't trust it for your business strategy, please. You know your business better than anyone. You can use it as a guide and stuff, but really you know the nuances of your business. So don't be like, I need a business plan for my business and like put it all in there, okay? That's just kind of common knowledge. And here's the thing, the biggest thing is don't be scared of this technology. We have we have computers in our pockets. Like, I don't know anyone here that doesn't have a cell phone. So like, there's no need to be scared of this. It's totally fine. Just experiment with it and just have fun with it. And then that last one, don't use it for evil. So it can be used for a multitude of purposes. I have also heard that possibly Tinder may be implementing AI so that people can talk to each other better. Please don't. Please don't. Just talk like human beings, please. But also, there runs a huge risk of misinformation. There runs a huge risk of privacy components, which we'll talk about in a hot minute. There's lots of ways that this can really go south really fast in the wrong hands. So something to think about. Okay, so ethics and concerns. So I don't know if any of you recently heard the news, but a lot of really big wigs in the tech industry, like Elon Musk and some other ones, basically said they want to put a pause on AI experiments. They want to call on all AI labs to immediately pause for at least 6 months the training of any AI that's more powerful than ChatGPT. It even had an option for like people like you and me to sign it. And there's multiple reasons why. And there's also multiple reasons why people are mad about this. And I think understanding this component will help you understand AI and how to be good stewards of AI. In terms of creation and utilization and accessibility, there is an inequality of using ChatGPT and AI. It cost me to do this proposal because I wanted to check out what ChatGPT 4 was, I wanted to check out DALL-E, I wanted to do some other things. It cost me at least $75 to do this proposal. That is unattainable for some people and for some industries and for other places within the world. I think it's hard to comprehend that this AI is around the world and not just in the US. And there are other countries that will not have the capacity or the technology to be able to use AI. And so what that does is it just puts it in the hands of certain people. And that's an inequity that is an issue. Corporate greed, I mean, obviously we just saw it, right? They're already monetizing it, and they're gonna start monetizing it more. I already just spent $75. How much more is it gonna be in 10 years? Is it gonna be unattainable for a small business marketer to be able to use AI? Who knows? We don't know. But when only a small handful of people own it and hold the power of it, that's when things can get really weird with monetizing it. Privacy. So you know how they get all the information for the AI? From things like when Facebook tracks you on the internet, from when other things. It's a privacy concern. There are lots of information and data mining that goes into creating these AI platforms, and none of us signed up to have our information used within these AIs. The other thing is when we talk about using the AI, don't put your home phone number in it. Don't put your home address in it. Don't put your financial passwords in it or something weird. It really does. It's like a database of a lot of information, and it's really important to keep privacy as a key component. And so data mining is huge on that.
I have a question. So there are privacy laws like in the EU that are a lot
Yep.
stricter than in the
Yep.
US. So does that mean like our information is probably more prevalent in AI?
It could be, yeah. It could be. And the EU actually is starting to crack. They just did a thing. They're trying to create regulations for AI right now. They're always one step ahead of us. It's kind of interesting. But yes, and they are one of the places that have strict privacy laws. And so I think that's also why they're working to try and regulate AI right now. It's extremely important. Technology has grown so fast that I don't think anyone can even comprehend what it's all capable of. And I mean, when you're sitting in Congress telling people how to use Facebook, they don't know, that's a problem. And so that means this is going to be even more complicated. Jobs, as Jamie said, I mean, it could eliminate jobs. I mean, in a certain extent, I mean, that may be not a bad thing, but in also I want to still be able to do marketing. I still want to be a writer. I still want to write things. A prime example of this is, how many of you know about the writer's strike out in LA? Okay, this is a key component of that. They are fighting to make sure AI is not part of the writer's room. The idea for like producers and all these other people, they want an AI in a room with 2 writers, and that's how they're going to write Stranger Things. I don't think so. I don't think so. So that's something that they're fighting for, and if they win, that'll be a huge boon to ensuring our safety around AI and the safety of our jobs. And I think that's important. The other thing is bias. So because it's humans that are like putting all the data in, humans have bias. And also too, there was a study done that showed what the information going into ChatGPT was, and it was bad, you guys. It was like neo-Nazi stuff, it was other things, it was not good. And so there is underlying bias within what ChatGPT churns out, and and how it talks and stuff. So remember that. And there's no regulations. Pausing us will give us time to create safeguards to protect data and create rules for usage. For example, higher education. How are you going to prevent my teenager from using ChatGPT? Dude, he's already using Google and like, you know, how are you going to prevent my teenager from using that? How will you even know that he uses it? You know, I mean, you will know with my teenager. He's not the greatest writer, but seriously, it's a big problem. I have you know, lots of friends that work in education at the University of Iowa. This is on their radar, and it's going to be huge. It's a big, big deal. So that's why you just have to be a smart steward of using AI and how you use it in your business and how you use everything. All of that is more important than this. It'll not become sentient. It's not going to come and kill us. We're not going to have Skynet come in like a few years and we're all going to die, okay? Just a heads up. I think everyone is so focused on this component, they're ignoring all the other stuff, which is a heck of a lot more important and a lot more attainable, right? Like if we take care of all the other stuff, then maybe Skynet won't happen. I don't know, but I couldn't have a presentation without adding this in there. All right, so bonus points if you know what movie this is from. Do you know it? Do you know it? All right, well, we're gonna play a game. Yes, War Games, which was also AI back then in the dark ages of like the whatever, was that the 18s? I think that was the 18s, 19s. All right, AI or not, you can shout it out. Anyone? Is it AI or not? AI. Yes. Okay, this is a Facebook post. Revving up for some tire talk. When it comes to cars, we all know they got a lot riding on your wheels, and what keeps those wheels spinning smoothly? You guessed it, top-notch tires. Let me break it down for you. Quality tires are like road superheroes, ensuring a safe and smooth ride. They grip the asphalt with finesse, offering traction that's sure to impress. They're the real MVPs of the driving game. Just like a good punchline, tires need to be properly inflated and rotated to deliver their maximum performance. Neglecting them would be like driving on a flat tire. It's a real deflation station. So let's tread carefully and remember the importance of quality tires. They enhance handling, improve fuel efficiency, and keep us grounded on our road adventures. Trust me, investing in good rubber is a really smart move. Stay safe, fellow road warriors, and remember, life may have its twists and turns, but with quality tires, you'll always have the grip to handle anything that comes your way. AI or a human being?
Chet Pelly wrote that. Yeah. The joke's on you guys. I'm an engineer. I can't write. Not enough swear words.
That's funny.
Human.
Nope. AI. AI or not? Yeah. Oh my God, you're pointing out my. Oh, there you go. Yes, you're right. Right there.
I wasn't pointing. It's the silver that's, yeah.
You're right. Yep, there's a little mark right there. You can see it. Yes. That is, no, it's fine. It's so funny. That is AI, yes. All right, a social media calendar for Realtor, Facebook, and Instagram. This kind of just goes through. Features stunning photo of a recently sold property with congratulatory message, share testimonial from satisfied client who bought a property, share a blog post or article. This is just like a content calendar, just like your average everyday content calendar. What do you guys think? AI or not? AI.
So I have a quick question. So you said it's a little bit more robotic when it talks.
Yeah.
But that first one that was like really, really smart and stuff, I feel like those were like very human, like puns.
So I told it to write puns, but do you see how many it wrote in one post? That's a lot. Like as a human, I would never write that many in one post. That's bananas. I'd probably maybe write like 2 or 3.
I think I might be bananas.
Hey, I'm a sucker for a good pun. I'm a sucker for a good pun, for sure. All right, AI or not?
Yes.
AI?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how can you tell?
To me, the one eye looks weird.
Yep.
And I feel like a photographer, like just my best friend's a photographer. So I'm like, no, she would never do that.
Look right here. Look at his foot. Look at his feet.
It's weird. Like,
So AI can't do hands or feet or anything like that. Okay, did anyone watch Everything Everywhere All at Once with the hot dog fingers? Okay, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's exactly what AI will do with your fingers. No lie. It'll give you extra fingers. It'll give you weird fingers. It also will give you weird extra teeth sometimes if you're smiling. So you'll be able to tell. But here's the thing, being able to tell what is AI and what is not will make you good stewards of AI, right? So like when you're looking at like that Facebook shared post and you're like, something seems off, like his eye is a little bigger on this, like it doesn't seem right, you'll be able to decode what is real and what is not out there. So you have to be good consumers of technology and good consumers out there to know whether this is, AI or not.
Is anyone being shameless and like citing their source as ChatGPT or something like that?
I think in education, some professors and stuff are allowing that and saying that could be a thing. Yep. So this is a review. I just had the most incredible experience at Lender Tire. I couldn't wait to share it with all of you. Located right here in Iowa City, Lender Tire is the epitome of exceptional service and expertise when it comes to all things tires. Their team of friendly and knowledgeable professionals went above and beyond to make sure I had the perfect tire for my vehicle, and the whole process was seamless from start to finish. Not only did Lender Tire offer a vast selection of top quality tires from trusted brands, but they also took the time to listen to my needs and recommend the best options for my specific driving style and budget. Talk about personalized service. The staff at Lender Tire truly made me feel like a valued customer, providing me with expert service, answering all my questions with patience and clarity. It's evident that they genuinely care about their customers and their safety on the road. AI or not?
AI. They're all AI.
They're all AI. I did! Oh, you caught me. But what if that was a review? What if that was an actual review and you read it and you were like, oh yeah, this place isn't so bad. This place is great. I'll go here. I'm telling you, you have to be smart. So they like their,
It likes emojis.
it really does like emojis. It's kind of funny. I don't even use that many emojis when I do work.
Could you give us some tips on how we know this is AI? So let's say I use AI for this and I just erase the emojis. I wouldn't be able to tell. Like, I really don't know how to be able to tell if this is AI.
It likes it. It's very long,
Yeah.
right? It's not brief, but I think too, depending on how you prompt it, you could probably say brief review and make it shorter.
Are there websites where you can plug in written content and it'll tell you if it's AI
Yes,
or not?
yes, there are some of those. I think that's going to start to become more of a thing.
Right, especially with education.
Yes, especially with education. I think also too, why would a human being say located right here in Iowa City?
It's very wordy too.
It's super wordy.
A lot of people are terrible writers.
Exactly. That's it.
I'm not gonna do this.
That's it. A lot of people are terrible writers, and that's the thing, right? They write like they speak. And so they'll probably use lots of ellipses, and they'll probably use lots of and they won't capitalize everything, you know? So really, if it's less formal, then it's probably a human being. Yeah.
There's also going to be like that human element too, I feel like, with reviews, that
Right.
people are going to go and kind of relate it back to a specific
Incident? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Like my car broke down.
Yeah.
Yes.
And nobody's going to be like, they're the top,
Top notch. I think that was one of the ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Top notch, top quality. Like it's that like branding verbiage that's been used in there. Yeah, like words. All right. So who wants to have some fun? All right, let's do it. Okay. Where are we at with time? Oh, we're doing great on time. Yay. All right. Okay. So some of you know there's ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4. I spent the extra money on ChatGPT 4. I will tell you. Oh, yeah, gentleman in the back.
Microsoft's Bing AI is actually GPT-4 and it's free.
Oh, there you go.
You mentioned it has more expansive database, pulls from Chrome.
So Bing also scours the internet. So that's something to just keep in mind. It will scour the internet for you. So, yep. I see, that's the thing though. See, I'm a Mac person and stuff, so I don't use a lot of Microsoft.
Bias, huh?
A little bit, yeah. Hey, at least I admit it. Yeah.
This is probably a different form, but I'm just curious. AI has started coming into the chat rooms on Zoom calls. Otter.ai, and then there's another one that came in and said, hi, I'm an assistant.
Nice.
Virtual assistant for so-and-so. What, is that related to ChatGPT or is that separate?
I mean, here's the thing. Anyone can you can take the API from OpenAI and integrate it into anything. And so, like I said, like they're integrating it into WordPress. They're integrating it, like some of them are integrating it into how they do business and how they talk to people. It would not surprise me that eventually it'll be something like that. It's hard to say. I mean, there's just so many different, chatbot versions out there. But it's probably a variation of some sort of thing like that. Right. I mean, everything's getting AI. Yeah, gentlemen, right?
I listened to an interview with Jeffrey,
Oh, yes.
and he left me a little bit concerned, not a little bit, a lot concerned.
Yeah.
Because of the speed of accelerating the knowledge and who controls that.
Yep.
And then also who gets their hands on that.
Yep.
And then, right now, we're influenced by social media,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of it's garbage, but people gravitate to what they want to believe, so this is a quagmire.
It's a little disconcerting, isn't it? Yeah. And I think that's also why, they really wrote the letter about the pause. What I find interesting is, he created it all without any forward looking of like, where did you think was going to happen? Like, this is the world we live in. But I do think that anything has the opportunity to be nefarious if a nefarious person uses it in a way. So as long as we are all good stewards of what we're doing and we're also educated. I mean, okay, for example, when you guys do a Google search and it brings up all the sponsored posts at the very top, do you just like cruise right by those and go down? Yeah, that's called being a responsible consumer. You know now not to click on those things, which is why I don't waste money on those. But I think that's a key point. Years and years ago when people were doing sponsored ads on Google, people still clicked on those, but now we're really knowledgeable consumers and we know what to look for and how to use this and everything else. And so I think that's why you need to go in, even if you're not going to use it in your business, go in and just have some fun with it. I will tell you, I had a friend who went in and used ChatGPT, and she did create me a 5-day meal plan using chicken, steak, carrots, whatever, and it like churned and it gave her the recipes, you guys. That's magnificent. I mean, that's magnificent. I mean, seriously, you could go ask it for a recipe. I would test it first, but yeah. I mean, there are some really beautiful things. No. No. Yes. Yes. I bet it would also give you like a workout routine. You could probably try that too. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. Who wants to give it a whirl? Does anyone want to throw me something?
Look up a recipe.
Okay. Let's see. Do we want just any? Do we want any recipe here?
Vegan recipes.
Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh, how do you spell kohlrabi?
KOHLRABI.
Oh my god, I can't spell kohlrabi. Sorry, guys. There we go. I don't know if it knows that. Oh, yep, there's an, oh. Oh, hold on. Server error. See? And then there we go. Let me go back. We'll use the 3 version and see what it does. See? It didn't do that the last time when we did this, did it? Let's just do it in here. Okay. We're going to use parsnips, okay? Because I know how to spell that. There we go. Parsnip soup. Well, that sounds lovely. But there's all the... Now, I should copy and share this with whoever yelled out the vegan recipe, and I'm going to make you go home and make this and tell me if it's any good or not. But there's an example of like what it can do. Now, here's the thing. I'd love to... You only get one choice, right? This is not Google.
But you can regenerate it.
You could. But also, too, wouldn't it be better to go like on Google and to Google it and search it and then look for reviews of like, is this soup trash or is it like actually good, right? Like, and so I think that's something to think about. Like, what are you using it for? And really decide, like, is Google going to be the best avenue for this, or is ChatGPT going to be the best avenue for this? And I think that's something to just think about, right? It is interesting. I mean, you know, if you did that, like that 5-day meal plan, I mean, maybe you don't ask for recipes, maybe just ask for a meal plan, and then you cruise the internet for recipes. I mean, that's also an idea. Then you'd know what you're getting. So, anything else? What do we want to talk about? Let's do...
Explain the 2008 financial crisis and women's trends.
Oh, okay. Dang, that was specific. Wow.
I'm gonna sit here and think about it.
Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Okay. Certainly. It's very polite. Okay, so this is going to give us a lot, but I want to touch on high points here.
If you, because it's conversational, right? So if you put in the next message, just say regenerate in a brief paragraph.
There we go. So it was a global economic downturn triggered by a combination of factors. Risky lending practices led to a high number of mortgage defaults, causing the value of mortgage-backed securities to plummet. Yeah, seems spot on. This created a ripple effect throughout the financial system, leading to a loss of confidence, bank failures, and credit crunch. Governments and central banks intervened to stabilize the situation, but the crisis resulted in a severe recession, job losses, and a decline in housing prices. Does that seem spot on? Okay, let's do something more. So I asked what it was the current state of the housing market. And so it actually defaulted and told me it can't do that. I said no. In 2 paragraphs. It is not brief. It likes to really explain itself. So it really cannot provide an in-depth answer, and it's telling, it can vary greatly depending on the region and all that sort of stuff. And so that's something to keep in mind. Like, it's just not gonna tell you accurate, current, up-to-date things. Does anyone have one more they want to try?
Can you do something that's image-based?
Yeah, that's where we're going next. I'm excited. This one's super fun, you guys. That dog that I made, that was through this. It's kind of fun. All right, give me a bunch of random stuff.
A llama.
Okay. What's the llama doing? Where's it standing?
So you have to go to a different program?
But it's within OpenAI.
Oh, okay.
A llama with a piñata? Okay.
Surfing. What I heard over here.
Oh my God. You guys, my spelling is terrible today.
No, that's correct. It just.
It says it's not.
It doesn't have the tilde.
Tilde. Llama with a piñata surfing in the ocean. Let's make sure it says the ocean because I have no idea where it'll make it surf. All right, let's see what it does. It's thinking. I feel like I should play the Jeopardy music while this goes. There it is. There's our llama surfing, enjoying himself. So I have lots of artist friends. And when AI initially came out, so how many used that Sensa AI to create like the fun like pictures of yourself? So I used it, I was super psyched. I was like, this is fun, these are awesome. And then a friend told me that the way that image-based AI learns is they stole artwork from anywhere and everywhere, and that's how they made it learn. And they stole from a lot of artists in order to make that happen. So ethically, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna use my Sensa AI thing as like the headshot, my Facebook profile picture anymore. We had a long talk, months and months ago with my creative friends who are writers and creators and artists about how AI will be awesome because it'll help us do our day jobs where we have to be creative, and we can just kind of, okay, I'm not gonna say phone it in, but really like kind of phone it in. And then save our creative juices for actual art, right? Because I don't know about you, I've been in marketing for what feels like a gazillion years, and I don't write for fun anymore. I write too much for everybody else. I still have the Great American Novel sitting somewhere on my bookshelf, waiting to be written. And I just got tired and exhausted. And it would be so nice to be able to be like, hey, AI, take like the 50 things of content I have to create, I'll tweak it and hone it and make sure it's voiced right and toned right. But really, I want to go write my book. And so I think that's something to keep in mind. I have friends who are artists that just want to go make art, and so they are utilizing this technology to make some art. A really lovely friend of mine who lives out in Reno, he made this with the AI, which I think is just hilarious and awesome. And he made this as well. So you can do like super fun stuff, just like outside the box. I mean, go on Instagram, you'll find some really cool, funky things. And so there is a component for making art with AI that is still falls within that art component and that creativity component. I mean, because really, who's gonna think of a bunch of llamas like with a piñata like surfing? Yeah, did you have a question?
Yeah, I'm just questioning. I'm from the Cedar Rapids Museum of Art, so obviously
Oh.
I have a definite opinions about
Yes, you do, yeah.
So where's the talent component?
Right.
I mean, that could be very much argued. So like,
Yeah.
I can make that cat easy, sure.
Yeah.
But can anybody actually draw it and paint it and spend hours doing it? And so obviously the artists that I represent are very concerned.
Very concerned.
About
Yep.
that type of what's going to impact their lives.
And I think that comes from like when we talk about and I hate to use the word regulation because everyone gets all like freaked out by it, but I'm like, I think there needs to be parameters, right? Like, if we're gonna sit there and, you probably remember this, way back in the day, digital photography was like, oh my God, no. And it was a huge deal. And then in all the photoshopping that's involved with like fashion magazines and things like that. But again, we are starting to be smart consumers, and we know that these things happen. And so I think what's gonna start to happen, what I could see happening, is disclaimers on some art, saying this was created using AI. At least I would hope that would be where we evolve from here. So that we, and then we can like kind of see these things, right, for what they are. I mean, there are things, like I can totally sometimes tell AI stuff like sunrises and sunsets. Come on. Like, I can totally tell it's like really glossy and it's too perfect. It's too perfect. And so I really just feel like, you know, I really am concerned too as like a creator and stuff. As a writer, this makes me extremely nervous. You know, like, is somebody just gonna churn out the great American novel before I get mine done? What the heck? Come on. So yeah, so it is problematic. I mean, there's pros and cons to it. And I think that's what I really wanted to bring to all of your attention today. Just, you can use it, and I think it'll be great, and I think it'll help you in your business and everything else. And also, just like with any technology, there's issues, right? So, yeah. Did you have a question?
Well, if you just close it up, I don't need to ask it, but
No.
I was just wondering, if you type in that exact same thing in another page, does it create those 4 same llamas again?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out. It might.
I think that's another way you can kind of check it too, to see
Right.
creativity and stuff.
Let's see. Llama.
Llama with a pinata.
Thank you.
In the ocean.
You know, the other thing, I think the reason that it also created like a graphic and not a photo is that we told it that too a little bit. Like, we didn't say photo quality or anything about the photo. There you go. So very, very similar. Yeah. So that's one way that you can check it too, to see. So they are very, very similar ideas. So
Images of specific people?
I bet we can. Who would you like to do an image of?
LeBron James.
Oh my gosh.
Looking at carrots or something.
Okay, you want a carrot? Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Nope. Can't do.
Policy.
Yep. So, yeah, licensing people.
If it's just his name,
Yeah.
it'll be.
Maybe a historic figure. That's.
Do you want me to do George Washington?
Sure.
Let's do him. See what
Outside
he.
of like the licensing.
I really can type, but I really can't see. This is the problem. My progressives don't work when it's. Oh, there you go. There you go. Those are terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm not really sure what's happening there, but that's weird. Yeah. So there you go. So current figures, probably not. Past historical figures, probably. And I think that's also something to just be aware of too, right? Like what, you know, when it's like famous people involved or, you know, candidates, things like that, that could be interesting. So I hope though that you guys got something out of this today. I hope you learned something new. I hope, seriously, go out and, has everyone tried it in here? Is there anyone that hasn't tried ChatGPT? Oh, there are a few of you. Go have some fun. Go get on there and have some fun. And I will tell you that the image one costs money. And also, there's also the headshots that I showed in AI are not. So those are like $17 headshots, yo. Like you can, like if you take a bunch of selfies, you just upload like 20 selfies and for $17 you get halfway decent headshots. May have to, yeah, that neck part. But overall, I Photoshopped my neck anyway. No. But overall, I was fairly happy with the results I got with those AI headshots. There were a few that did not look like me. I think they looked like Melissa Gilbert in a weird way, which leads me to wonder if they used like her image to like learn from. You never know. But I know a bunch of people that have used those $17 headshots just to get one because they started working somewhere and needed a headshot, and it actually worked really well. So something to keep in mind. I know photographers are concerned about that, but here's the thing. A person who pays $17 for AI headshots is not your client. Heads up. Yeah, just heads up on that. Does anyone?
Search, so if I were to go in and search Brooke Easton headshots, would that come up?
No.
Are you sure?
Well, my other headshots might. My actual professional ones might, but those AI ones won't. No.
Because it's dated only to September.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Yep. It's only dated till then. And but that is something to keep in mind, right? Because you're sharing facial recognition stuff. You're sharing it with an AI. So it's something to keep in mind. So, yeah. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I hope go out and enjoy the day.